is such a lovely day, y'all. So I wanted to do my video outdoors today on this beautiful day. I'm Jackie G. Just in case you're new to my channel, you can just hit the subscribe button, y'all, or give me thumbs up. And I want to go ahead and dig on into this new book by Jada Pickett Smith, y'all. And as you all can see, I do have some other books. I'm a bookworm. I love reading. I got Sister Soldier, Life After Death. This is a great book, y'all. And y'all can always comment, let me know if y'all want me to do a review on a Sister Soldier book. And then I have another book by Carmen Bryant. She's Nas' baby mother. You know, the hip-hop legend Nas. And this is another good book. And then I got a book by Elan Harris, What Becomes of the Brokenhearted. This is a real deep book, y'all. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this Jada Pickett, y'all. And I believe she wrote the book just to open up. You know, she's actually spilling her heart out, her soul. You know, letting everyone know that, you know, she's in a dark space, but she do want to release it. And she named the book Worthy because in life she feels sometimes she's not worthy, but she said we all are worthy. You know, we have to believe and trust in ourselves by giving us self-love. You got to give yourself self-love. And this is basically what the book is talking about, y'all. You know, she's going through a journey. And the introduction is more like an appetizer. You know, she gives an outline for the introduction. And basically she's saying that as a woman, you know, as women, we sometimes put ourselves last. We put everyone else first. And we sometimes neglect our needs, you know, and that can be very stressful, overwhelming, you know, for a lot of people. And, you know, she opened up and said that she's not going to give anyone names, you know, out of respect. She's going to use other names, you know, which I do understand that. And y'all, this book is so good, y'all. I did not want to put it down. So I'm going to go ahead and dig into the introduction and get to the first chapter. And before I do that, she did say, let me just rephrase, but she did say that she had a disorder that make you real nervous, anxious, you know, you have nightmares, you know, deep depression. And then she went as far as saying that she had thoughts of being suicidal. And later on in chapter 1, I'm going to introduce what she said about a plant medicine that really helped. You know, she believes it's going to help her. But anyway, let's get straight into chapter 1. Chapter 1 started off, she was just going over her childhood days. You know, just letting everybody know how her upbringing was. She said at the age of 13 years old, her mother, Adrian, she was an RN, a registered nurse. So she worked the graveyard shift, y'all. So she worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So that gave her a lot of freedom to get out at night. Now, she did mention that she enjoyed going out at night. She loved the mugginess. It was the summertime that she's speaking about. So she used to jump the fence and go down 25 minutes away from the house. You know, which she lived in a modern house. You know, they lived in a pretty nice neighborhood. So she used to go check out her boyfriend. She said his name is Mark. He's 16 years old. And he worked at the 7-Eleven. So Jada, she elaborated about her childhood days. She said she used to be a tomboy, a tom girl. You know, she liked her blue jeans, her sneakers. And it really resonated you know, I thought about my childhood days, and I used to be a tomboy. She's a Virgo, I'm a Virgo. So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, so she used to go visit her boyfriend. His name is Mark. She said he was tall, slender, and he was 16 years old. So they had a pretty good relationship. But anyway, she used to stay there for 5 hours, shop it up with him. She used to be by, you know, the hot dog stand. You know, sometimes she snacked, sometimes she don't. But basically, she just enjoyed his company. And then before sunrise, she used to leave, you know, in time before her mom got off. Because you remember her mom worked the overnight shift. So her mom would be off at 7, 8 a.m. in the morning. So she used to leave 7-Eleven at 6 a.m. and hurry back to her house and go, you know, run upstairs, lay in a bed before her mom would get home. And she said her mom would arrive about 8 a.m. So she said her mom never, you know, come upstairs and check up on her. She said she had no reason why, because she's a good girl. You know, her mom always tell her be safe and don't get caught up, you know, in the law, or get caught up in anything, any crime, or, you know, anything that's going to cause problems. So she really elaborated also in chapter 1, y'all, about her grandmother. She's very tight with her grandmother, real close. Her grandmother's name is Marion. So Marion has a large garden in her backyard. And she always instilled in Jada to be strong, to be self-loving, and to care about others, you know. And her grandmother, she said she's a very strong trailblazer. She's like a pillar in the community. You know, everybody knows her. Very well educated. She got a degree, you know, as a social worker and a sex educator. She also had some troubling times as a younger child. You know, she got pregnant at the age of 13, and that was back in the 30s, 1930s, y'all. So, you know, in those times, it was a lot of prejudice going on, racism. So she became a civil activist, you know, and that's where I believe Jada, you know, started to involve, you know, and become political. But yeah, but she taught her, you know, you do have to be a strong woman and believe in cleaning, taking care of yourself mentally as well, you know. So she taught her how to rake yards, how to garden, how to plant, how to seed. Her grandmother used to be a maid, so therefore she showed Jada how to clean very well. Now the hilarious part, y'all, I was laughing at in chapter 1. Jada said her grandmother could not cook. She said she can bake, you know, cookies, cakes, etc. But when it comes to cooking, she could not cook. She said one time, she said, oh, this tastes awful. Her grandmother told her, do not say awful, say unpleasant. So Jada always say unpleasant, you know, whenever anything that she disliked. She said she had to eat all her food on her plate. She wanted to give it to her poodle. They had a poodle. And she said she could not give it to her poodle because her grandmother always paid attention to her. I mean, I thought that was so hilarious. And she said the foods that she liked, y'all, used to be like a cow. She liked cow tongue. Ugh. Can you imagine eating cow tongue, y'all? She used to mix it with sour cream and put it in a crock pot. I said, oh no, now I believe in putting roast steak, chicken in a crock pot, but I never would think about putting cow tongue. She said a combination of the food she liked, they disliked it. But anyway, she said her children try not to talk bad about cooking. But anyway, moving forward, it's basically just talking about her upbringing. Her grandmother and grandfather lived in a nice modern home. It was more like a Jewish community. You know, they had a nice neighborhood away from the crime and the addict, she said. But she said no neighborhood is safe. She was in that mindset of, being tough. She said you have to grow up tough. She's from Baltimore, y'all. And at the beginning, she did say she did used to sell drugs. She used to be a dope dealer. She's from the northwest Baltimore area. And basically, y'all, she was just saying that her grandmother really showed her love, showed her how to care, showed her that just because you come from trauma don't mean you have to be stuck there. And that is so true. You do have to rise above and keep propelling in life, and you can't get caught up in that, become complacent. But yeah, this book is so good, y'all. Chapter 1, I can't wait to continue to read more about it. But, she just basically just opened up and said that her grandfather was a medical doctor. So, they was well-to-do in those times. And she elaborated that she felt like, committing suicide. And she also explained that she felt like driving the car off of a cliff. She really did, So it to me, it feels like she's opening up, trying to, let everybody know where she's coming from. And she mentioned that her kids make her happy, Jaden and Willow, and her bonus son, which is Trey. They, put a smile on her face. And she said at the time, when she drove to California so she can get that plant medicine, y'all. She said that plant medicine, they say that's the medicine that really takes depression away. And one of her children friends' father introduced it to her. So she went to go check out at the introduction. She kind of gave us an appetizer, of what to look for later on in the book. So she said that she stayed in the driveway, on top of the driveway, thinking about, should she go to the medicine lady? Should she drive down the driveway to go on and enter the house? And her friend motivated her to go ahead and do that. Because when she saw how his eyes looked, he looked like he was glowing, like, he was feeling good. He said it's just a way of getting your energy back, being you. So she got out the car and prayed and said, she hoped that it would help her. And she also compelled to different religions. She said she tried everything. And she said everything was just a temporary fix in the introduction part here in the outline. And she just said it just seemed like it wasn't anything that could really help her. So that was basically the beginning of the book, including in chapter 1, y'all. But back to her grandparents, they instill in her to be a hard-working young girl. Her grandmother introduced her to ballerina, getting into gymnastics, acting. She became a student, actor, and student. Later on in the book, she explained, and being into acting. And then also her grandmother taught her to write scripts. So she used to write Christmas plays for the family. They was real big on holidays. And all her cousins come over and all of them act out plays for Christmas, And that brought memories back in the holidays time when, when I was a child, for Easter, we had to do our Easter speeches. And man, I used to go up there. I used to be so confident because my mom used to buy us all these pretty dresses, y'all. And I had red shoes. My mom said, "You really want red shoes?" I said, "Yeah." But my sisters, they just had the regular, colors for Easter. So I went up there and gave my Easter speech. Before I could really open my mouth, I started busting out crying. Yeah, busting out crying. But yeah, but just to get back to Jada, I believe that's why, you know, she enjoyed acting and, you know, being political, because her grandma instilled that in her. You know, she really taught her, you know, different ways of life. And, you know, I can't wait to get into that. And then at the end of chapter 1, she basically was just talking about, it says, I am my grandmother's garden. I'm just going to read to y'all. It says, what I find helpful is exploring my memories and feelings with pen and paper. If you find some quiet time today, take in an opportunity to write 3 beautiful memories from your childhood or simply from your past that help you to nourish the beautiful you that you are. And I thought that was pretty unique, y'all. And I meant to tell y'all at the beginning, the first chapter, the name of it is called My Grandmother's Garden. And, you know, like I said before, my grandmother was real big in gardening. They had animals, you know, rabbits, you know. And I believe that was a lot of time where she nourished Jada. So that's basically what the first chapter is. But she just giving us an appetizer, y'all, until the other, you know, juiciness. And the second chapter, let me tell y'all the name of the second chapter is going to be The Blessed Child of 2 Addicts. So I'm going to get ready to dig into that, and I will come back the second chapter. I might start doubling up and doing 2 chapters at a time, y'all. But yeah, she just said at the beginning, the introduction, that her and Will was not in a good place. And she's looking to, you know, heal. She's looking for healing. She's looking for peace. And y'all, this book right here is a good book so far. I'm very impressed. Now I want to show y'all the pictures. I'm going to remove this. Y'all see the pictures of her family, her kids. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, y'all, I'm Jackie G. And, you know, feel free to comment. Let me know what y'all think about the book so far. Or if you have the book, you can tell me if you bought the book or how you like it. But if you're new to my channel, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, y'all. I rephrased it the best way I could because, you know, like I said, I'm a bookworm, so I do remember detail by detail. So, you know, y'all watch my next video, and I will bring y'all more of this book by Jada Pickett, y'all. Worthy. So, y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to y'all later. See y'all in the next video. Jackie G.